While the Longsword is the most famous combat aircraft in Halo, there are quite a few others out there. Those are less shown in the limelight. From the nimble atmospheric fighters to powerful exoatmospheric strike crafts, the United Nations Space Command, the UNSC, has developed a wide range of vehicles to match the ever-evolving threats of the Human Covenant War and beyond that. In this video, we will dive into the various combat aircrafts and space fighters of the UNSC, exploring their origins, designs, weapons, and the critical roles they've played in battle. Whether it's the agile C712 Longsword performing tactical strike runs, the stealthy C718 loaded with experimental technology, or lesser-known contenders, each of these crafts brings something unique to the skies of the Halo universe. Let's get to it. We begin here with the mainstay and the most famous fighter craft of the UNSC. This is the GATL-1 Longsword, which is famous as the versatile multi-role interceptor and strike fighter used by the UNSC. It is primarily operated by both their Navy and their Air Force. Surprisingly, it is quite an old bird. It was designed in the 25th century, which means in the late 2400s. It has a sleek, manta ray-like shape and powerful twin fusion engines, which makes it ideal for a wide range of missions, from fleet defense and orbital interception to precision strike roles. Depending on the variant, Longswords are typically crewed by 2 or 4 personnel and may be assisted by an onboard AI or maybe even remotely piloted for high-risk missions. It follows the design of a delta flying wing like the present-day B-2 stealth bomber and the previous F-117 Nighthawk, but unlike these, the Longsword is far more advanced and powerful. This fighter craft is armed with an M9109 50mm cannon that fires 50mm projectiles at such speeds that they immediately begin to burn up from air friction if they are fired within an atmosphere. However, it can also be fitted with heavier weapons like a 110mm rotary cannon or a retractable 120mm ventral gun, which is the same size as those of main battle tanks. It supports a variety of munitions including ASGM-10 and 15 missiles, which are powerful air-to-air guided missiles. It can also carry an M888 Octodot laser-guided bomb, a Moray space mines, and also the powerful Shiva or the Havoc nuclear warheads. The Longswords are realistically the most logical space fighter craft out there in sci-fi, and they have played a role in numerous pivotal battles in Halo, such as the Fall of Reach, the Battle of Installation 04, and many others. Notable variants include the exo-atmospheric focus C709, the strike-optimized C712, and the stealth-equipped C718, with each variant adapted to be mission-specific and for advanced payload configurations. Now, the first variant is the C709 Longsword, which is classified as a heavily armed multi-role fighter bomber and serves as the most common and robust variant of the GATL-1 Longsword family. With its distinctive wide delta wing design, underwing twin engines, and an angular boom-like fuselage, the C709 excels in both space interception and atmospheric strike missions. Its primary weapon is the ALI 50 110mm cannon capable of firing 110mm depleted uranium shells at a high rate of fire. It is also supported by a retractable 120mm ventral gun capable of punching holes in ships, and also 4 ASGM-10 missile systems effective against both fighters and unshielded capital ships. The aircraft can also be outfitted with specialized payloads like Scorpion missiles, M1011 Moray space mines, and even Shiva nuclear warheads. Equipped with advanced sensors and communication suites that scan on frequencies similar to those of Covenant vessels. Since it is also one of the earlier variants, its first combat mission was noted to be in 2492 against rebels in the Far Isle Rebellion. Another variant is the C712 Longsword, which is a smaller, faster variant of the GATL-1 series, which is optimized for short-range atmospheric and exo-atmospheric strike missions. As a multi-role space fighter, it boasts a highly adaptable weapons loadout, which is suited for tactical operations. It features 8 M9109 50mm coil guns for engaging enemy aircrafts and ground targets. It is also equipped with 4 ASGM-10 missile systems, which are effective against agile targets like the Covenant Seraphs and capable of inflicting serious damage on unshielded vessels. The C712 modular payload system allows it to swap its missiles for smart bombs, for also satellite deployments or other mission-specific gear, making it a versatile and lethal asset in both orbital and planetary combat scenarios. Then the next here is the S14 Space Striker, which is the first non-longsword fighter craft here. And we will get to the C718, the stealth variant of the longsword, but stay with us for now. This one is also simply known as the Baselard. The S14 is a small assault space fighter used by the UNSC during the 25th century and continuing until the current timeline. After the Human Covenant War, the UNSC Air Force planned to replace the Baselard with a newer S930 Pegasus, but those plans were put on hold due to the AI rebellion known as the Created Uprising. Anyway, this space combat fighter typically has 2 personnel, a crew, but can also be flown remotely like a drone. The ship has a wedge-like shape with a large engine or a couple of engines at the back, and is capable of flying both in space and within atmospheres. It is armed with 2 M42 Archer missiles and 2 M2056 30mm rotary cannons, which are effective against smaller aircrafts. Next here is the F23 Falcata, which is a vertical short takeoff and landing heavy fighter developed by the UNSC Air Force during the early stages of the Human Covenant War. It was initially designed for atmospheric combat, and it features a twin-seat configuration. It was equipped with air-to-air missiles and air-to-ground guided missiles as well as heavy armor-piercing autocannons, thus making it effective against enemy vehicles and infantry as well as other combat aircrafts. Although it was eventually replaced by the S14 Baselard in frontline service, even though it came afterwards, the surplus of the Falcata units were not destroyed but were continued in use in planetary defense forces due to their reliability and the ease of maintenance. Then we come to the F29 Nandao, which is an advanced atmospheric and exoatmospheric strike fighter and interceptor utilized by the UNSC. It is capable of reaching speeds of up to Mach 12. It is armed with 2 M1020 30mm autocannons and also equipped with M3250 Medusa missile delivery systems. The Nandao is designed for high-speed interception and also strike missions, providing the UNSC with a versatile platform for both air and space combat scenarios. The Nandaos, due to their variable swept wing design, are described as having a dot shape and are considered powerful enough that even an understaffed Covenant frigate would avoid having to face off against a squadron of these. So next is the F41 Broadsword. This is a versatile exo-atmospheric multi-role strike fighter developed by the Miseria Armory for the UNSC. It was introduced during the Human Covenant War. It features a 4-engine design and is capable of both atmospheric and space operations. The Broadsword is heavily armed and has been employed in various combat roles, including direct assaults and support missions. The F41 Broadsword is used to engage equal or even superior enemy aircrafts in zero-gravity conditions. It is a one-of-a-kind aircraft, and the Broadsword was designed to address the incredible speed and firepower displayed by a variety of Covenant fighters and even counter them with favorable odds. The Broadsword is equipped with 2 coil guns or cannons and 2 Medusa missile pods, which are underneath its wings. The pod's standard munition is the AIM-90E short-range dogfight missile, while also having hardpoints designed to carry AAM-50XR dogfight missiles or the AGM-79C anti-ship missiles. The same hardpoint can also be used to carry a Havoc tactical nuclear weapon. Now the 8th fighter here is the FSS1000 anti-ship plane, which is also nicknamed as Sabre. This was a top-secret starfighter used by the UNSC Air Force for orbital defense missions and for surgical strikes. It was built to quickly intercept and destroy Covenant ships in space before they could threaten the ground. The Sabre also possessed powerful energy shielding technology, which covers all areas of the craft and quickly recharges when it is depleted. It was extremely fast and highly maneuverable and has a strong afterburner system that enables it to perform feats that other human single ships cannot accomplish. It is armed with twin 30mm autocannons and a powerful Medusa missile pod system that can track and hit fast agile targets. The Sabre is one of the most advanced fighters in the UNSC, and it is able to perform maneuvers that most other human ships or aircrafts can't match, and even allows the aircraft to compete favorably with the Covenant's most technologically advanced one, the Type 31 Seraph fighter, which is, to be honest, quite impressive, which even beats the Longsword. Now next we have here the S930 strike fighter, which was nicknamed the Pegasus. This was an experimental exoatmospheric strike craft developed during the late Human-Covenant War as part of an emergency defense fighter initiative. It was designed as a competitor to the Sabre, and this Pegasus featured a sleek twin-engine layout with a central cockpit, and it is equipped with advanced weaponry including a twin M90A 30mm Gauss cannons, two M11B non-linear directed energy cannons which are derived from the spot laser technology, and also a pair of M4370 Medusa missile pods. Only 16 of these prototypes were built, with 9 of them deemed combat ready by early 2552 at the end of the Covenant War. Despite its promise as a next-generation fighter, all 9 operational units were lost during the Battle for Tribute, cutting short its service. And then, as we promised, we now come to the C718 Longsword. We begin with a longsword, we end with one. So the C718 Longsword is the latest development in UNSC atmospheric and space fighters. It is still a longsword in essence, but it is also a next-generation stealth variant of the famous interceptor strike fighter, and it was introduced into the UNSC service after the Covenant War in 2558. It appears to be sleeker and more angular than its predecessors, just as how the F-18E Super Hornet is more advanced than its earlier F-18 base. So the C718 features a distinctive tailless design, with 6 powerful fusion engines instead of 2. It also has a recessed cockpit, and it is all optimized for stealth and agility. It is armed with the same ALI 50 110mm autocannon, but has 4 additional M9109 50mm coil guns. It has 4 ASGM 15 missile pods. It can carry 60 M888 Octodot bombs, which are laser-guided bombs, 1 Shiva nuclear missile, and a Moray space mine system. So with all of this, the C718 is the most advanced aircraft or space fighter here. It is capable of handling high-risk missions. It was secretly developed using advanced technology and captured alien research, and thus it represents the pinnacle of UNSC aerospace innovation following the aftermath of the Human-Covenant War. And also it is rumored to have some form of protective shielding technology, just like the one that was seen in the FSS1000 Sabre. And with that, we come to the end of this video on the 10 combat aircrafts of the UNSC in Halo. Now, if you like this video, then check this other one too. And if you want to browse for other sci-fi and Warhammer content, then check out our channel. So subscribe and like for support. Till the next time, take care, boys.